Just coming in, breaking news at the main campus of Kent State University. Protests are massing to demonstrate against U.S. involvement in the war against Vietnam and President Nixon's recent announcement that the war would be expanding into Cambodia.
Governor Jim Rhodes has called the Ohio National Guard to the campus, and they remain on high alert. In the last 2 days, guardsmen have used tear gas and bayonets to disperse the crowds of protests.
2 days ago, at the ROTC building on campus was burned. We have film footage showing students as the building went up in flames. It appears that students were throwing rocks at firefighters and police officers as they responded to the blaze. At least one fire hose was cut.
A massive protest was scheduled for noon today. These students are demonstrating in defiance of the university's president's order not to engage in the protest. Despite the order, over 2,000 people have already gathered on the university's commons. Hold on, Brooke. We are getting news that guardsmen are attempting to break up the crowd. Let us go live to the campus with Trey Paymer.
Are you there? Can you tell us what's happening?
This is Trey Paymer, live on the Kent State University. Late this morning, campus police ordered the growing crowd of students to disperse or face arrest. Some protesters responded by throwing rocks at the officers. Just before noon, the National Guard returned in force to the campus and ordered the crowd to disperse over blowhorns. As I speak, tear gas canisters have been fired at the crowd.
Trey, are you safe where you're at right now?
Yes, it looks like the wind is blowing the tear gas away from the crowd. Many of the protesters appear to be throwing rocks at the lines of guardsmen. Some of the tear gas canisters have been thrown back, but the guardsmen are wearing masks. Back to the newsroom.
There's a concern that this situation may get out of control. Yesterday, Governor Rhodes insisted that he would not allow the demonstrators to take over campus. During yesterday's press conference, the governor was so angry that he was yelling and pounding his fist on the desk.
Brooke, this is Trey at the scene. A group of over 70 National Guardsmen are advancing on the protesters who have failed to disperse. The troops are armed with bayonets and on their M1 rifles. It appears that the protesters have begun to retreat over what is called a blanket hill. They are heading away from the Commons area. I'm going to try to follow the demonstrators. I'm going to see if I can try to get an interview with the protester.
What do we want?
Hey, you!
When do we want it?
Now!
Hi, my name's Trey. What's your name?
Names don't matter when we're all children of God.
Alright, what are you trying to accomplish today here at the protest?
We're trying to stop the war in Vietnam. We do not need that war.
Why are you trying to stop it?
People are dying. We don't need this war.
Okay, sir. Well, why are you taking it out on the guardsmen?
They're the reason that we're here.
Sir, could I ask you one more question about the protest?
No.
Thank you for your time, sir. Back to you.
Thank you for the update, Trey.
We are getting information that guardsmen have confronted a group of protesters in a parking lot while the main bodies of students are congregated near Taylor Hall. Several of the guardsmen in the parking lot knelt down and actually aimed their weapons towards the students. They seemed uncertain and apparently retreated back up the hill toward the common area. Trey, what's happening where you're at?
I'm on the line between the guardsmen and the students. I have to say, several of the guardsmen look nervous and frightened at the moment, and the students are angry and shouting. It's 24 minutes after noon, and the situation is, wait! A line of guardsmen have turned towards the students and kneeled down. They are raising their rifles and aiming at the crowd. Oh my God, they're shooting at us. I've got to take cover.
Trey, are you alright? We have temporarily lost contact with our on-scene reporter. If you are just now joining us, it appears that there is a violent clash between the Ohio National Guardsmen and anti-war demonstrators.
We are getting reports from the Associated Press that multiple shots are being fired into the crowd. There are unconfirmed reports of a sniper firing on the guardsmen.
The scene here at Kent State University is complete chaos. There was a volley of gunfire from the guardsmen that seemed to go on for minutes. They were firing directly into the crowd of students. There are bloody students running away, students on the ground, students are running away in every direction. Some are kneeling over their fallen friends, but the gunfire has stopped.
Trey, we have reports of a sniper firing at the Guardsmen. Have you seen any of the protesters carrying guns?
I've been with this crowd all morning. They are angry, but none of them are carrying weapons, aside from throwing rocks. None of them have been violent. This appeared to be a non-violent demonstration.
But Trey, this was an illegal demonstration, correct?
Yes, but it was largely non-violent. These were college kids, including students who were not part of the protest.
Reporters have analyzed the recording and counted 67 shots fired over a 13-second period. Apparently, 29 guardsmen fired live rounds at the protesters.
Trey, how serious are the injuries?
So far, we know of at least 2 fatalities. One of the victims was shot through the mouth and was killed instantly. Ambulance personnel reported a 20-year-old bled to death from a gunshot wound to the neck. At least 10 other students have been shot and injured.
If you are just now joining us, there is breaking news of a tragic shooting on a Northeast Ohio college campus. Troops have opened fire on student demonstrators. There are at least 2 confirmed deaths.
We are just getting word that a third student, age 19, died during surgery to repair a gunshot wound to his chest. Our source at the hospital is reporting multiple gunshot victims with serious injuries. Trey, do you have any updates?
I'm at the scene with National Guard Commander Officer. We have heard rumors that several guardsmen have been killed or seriously injured. Can you confirm these rumors?
No guardsmen have been killed. I can only confirm that one guardsman was injured, apparently hit by a rock. He was transported for medical treatment 15 minutes before the shooting started.
So was anyone shooting at the guardsmen?
None of the troops were shot. I cannot confirm or deny whether someone was shooting at them.
That was Officer Smith of the Ohio National Guard. I am now being ordered to leave the area, so back to you at the studio.
We can now confirm that there are a total of 4 students who have been killed. Jeffrey Miller, age 20, Allison Krause, age 19, Sandra Schuer, age 20, and William Schroeder, age 19. It appears that some of the victims were just students watching the protest or walking nearby.
I can now confirm that 9 students have gunshot wounds, including Dean Collar. He was shot in the back as he was running away. A bullet fractured his spinal cord. Doctors report that he will be permanently paralyzed from the chest down.
This is a tragic day in America. We will continue to update you during the course of the day as reports come into the newsroom. One week after the tragic shooting at Kent State University, there has been a nationwide surge in protests. Students galvanized the anti-war movement and led to a national outcry.
There were student strikes nationwide. 4 million students shut down 450 university, college, and high school campuses across the nation. Violent clashes between students and police at 26 schools.
30 ROTC buildings around the country were torched or bombed. National Guard units mobilized on 21 campuses in 16 states.
The Kent State shootings have ignited a firestorm of outrage and anger over not only the war, but against the violent suppression of free speech.
The shootings may have marked the violent beginning of the end of our violent involvement in Southeast Asia. Governor Jim.
Oh, that's my job.
Content.
These babies are off.
Or not. What? Jessica said one wrong word, so she like improvised there. That's it.